So next we are doing Consul, Esfj. Extraordinarily caring, social and popular people, always eager to help. Introduction. Encourage, lift, and strengthen one another, for the positive energy spread to one will be felt by us all. Deborah Day. For people with the Esfj personality type, Consuls, life is sweetest when it's shared with others. These social individuals form the bedrock of many communities, opening their homes and their hearts to friends, loved ones, and neighbors. This doesn't mean that they are saints or that they like everyone. In fact, they are much more likely to form close bonds with people who share their same values and opinions. But regardless of other people's beliefs, Esfj personalities still strongly believe in the power of hospitality and good manners, and they tend to feel a sense of duty to those around them. Generous and reliable, they often take it upon themselves, in ways both large and small, to hold their families and their communities together. Esfjs have a talent for making the people in their lives feel supported, cared for, and secure. The beauty of a responsible life. People with the Esfj personality type are altruists. They take seriously their responsibility to give back, serve others, and do the right thing. And they believe that there is a clear right thing to do in nearly every situation. While some personality types adopt a more lenient live and let live attitude, Esfjs may find it difficult to not judge when someone takes a path that strikes them as misguided. As a result, they often struggle to accept it when someone, particularly someone they care about, disagrees with them or chooses to walk a path that they do not understand. Esfjs have a clear moral compass, and it can be nothing short of baffling to them when others' actions don't align with it. With their defiant views on right and wrong, these personalities tend to be on the opinionated side. But these opinions aren't arbitrary. They're often based on a deep respect for tradition. Esfjs know that everything they do affects someone else, and they trust that established laws, protocols, and social norms will help them navigate their everyday lives in a way that is considerate and responsible towards others. Building relationships that last. Supportive and outgoing, people with the Esfj personality type can always be spotted at a party. They're the ones fluttering around, making sure that everyone is having a good time. But make no mistake, they don't just breeze through other people's lives. Loyal to the core, they build lasting relationships, and they can be counted on to show up whenever a helping hand or a listening ear is needed. In fact, knowing that there are people out there who rely on them and need them tends to fill the cups of these generous types. People with the Esfj personality type rarely miss birthdays or holidays. Devoted to their relationships, they commit even the smallest details of their friends' and loved ones' lives to memory. With their love of order and structure, Esfjs prefer planned events to open-ended activities or spontaneous get-togethers, and they're happy to host in order to ensure that everything goes smoothly. People with this personality type put a great deal of energy into making other people feel special and celebrated, and they may take it personally if someone doesn't seem to appreciate their efforts. For many people with the Esfj personality type, one of life's greatest challenges is accepting that they can't control anyone else's thoughts or behavior, not even those who are nearest and dearest to them. Fortunately, they can find peace and fulfillment by focusing on what they do best. setting an example of care, consideration, and responsibility, and bringing people together in the process. Moving on to strengths and weaknesses. Esfj weaknesses. Worried about their social status. Esfjs can become preoccupied with social status and influence, which affects many of the decisions that they make, potentially limiting their creativity and open-mindedness. They can tie too much of their identity to others' expectations, losing a sense of themselves. Inflexible. Esfj personalities place a lot of importance on what is socially acceptable and can be very cautious, even critical, of anything unconventional or outside the mainstream. They may also be unwilling to step out of their own comfort zone, usually for fear of being, or just appearing, different. Vulnerable to criticism. It can be especially challenging to change these tendencies because they are so conflict averse. Esfj personalities can become very defensive and hurt if someone, especially a person close to them, criticizes their habits, beliefs, or traditions. Often too needy. Esfjs need to hear and see a great deal of appreciation. If their efforts go unnoticed, these individuals may start fishing for compliments in an attempt to get reassurance of how much they are valued. Too selfless. The other side of this is that Esfj personalities sometimes try to establish their value with doting attention, something that can quickly overwhelm those who don't need it, making it ultimately unwelcome. Furthermore, they often neglect their own needs in the process. Esfj strengths. Strong practical skills. People with the Esfj personality type, Consuls, are excellent managers of day-to-day tasks and routine maintenance, enjoying making sure that those who are close to them are well cared for. Strong sense of duty. Esfjs have a strong sense of responsibility and always strive to meet their obligations. This often makes them hardworking and efficient in the workplace and very loyal in their personal relationships. They also tend to uphold the traditions that they hold close to their heart with diligence and consistency. Very loyal. Valuing stability and security very highly, Esfjs are eager to preserve the status quo, which makes them extremely loyal and trustworthy partners and employees. True pillars of any groups that they belong to, whether it is their family or a community club. People with this personality type can always be counted on to show up and lend a helping hand. Sensitive and warm. Esfjs naturally offer others the security and stability that they themselves want and need. They tend to seek out harmony and care deeply about other people's feelings, being careful not to offend or hurt others. They are strong team players, and win-win situations are the stuff that their smiles are made of. Good at connecting with others. These qualities come together to make Esfj personality social, confident, and generally well-liked. They have a strong need to belong and have no problem with small talk or following social cues in order to help them take an active role in their communities. Moving on to romantic relationships. Because people with the Esfj personality type, Consuls, prize social validation and a sense of belonging so highly, romantic relationships hold a special level of importance for them. No other kind of relationship provides them with the same level of support and devotion. Consequently, the feelings of security and stability that come with strong romantic relationships are extremely fulfilling for ESFJs. ESFJ personalities don't typically do casual flings. They need to know that their partner will always be by their side, offering unwavering support. Marriage and family are often the ultimate goal. ESFJs take each stage of a developing relationship, from dating to everything thereafter, very seriously. Everything about their relationships is based on satisfying mutual needs. They set out to create understanding early on and to build mutual respect and support for each other's opinions and goals as time goes on. Knowing that they are loved and appreciated can have a huge effect on ESFJ personality's mood and self-esteem. A tender heart. If they feel like the support that they crave isn't there, such as when their partner delivers criticism, ESFJs can feel extremely hurt. People with this personality type dislike conflict and criticism, which can make it challenging to address any problems that come up. Nothing is more hurtful or depressing to them than to realize that their partner doesn't respect their dreams or opinions. They can be surprisingly tough and tireless in the face of hardship, but they need to know without a doubt that their partner is behind them 100%. Unfortunately, less mature ESFJ personalities may lack the inner strength and wisdom to attract this in a healthy way. They can feel very lost without validation, compromising their own principles and values in exchange for their partner's approval. This is a terrible trap. Not only does it result in them losing touch with themselves, but it can also too easily lead to being taken advantage of, which can further reduce their self-esteem. Another snare is their fixation on social status and approval. It's not uncommon for their social circles and relatives to play a bigger part in their choice of dating partner than even their own values. Cultivating trust. ESFJs are warm, loyal people who want to feel trusted and valued. They feel very at peace when they are involved in a secure, steady, and loving relationship, and have no problem with the dedication that monogamous relationships require. In fact, people with the ESFJ personality type tend to be particularly great with practical matters like money management and household tasks, and are happy to take on such responsibilities in the name of taking care of people they care about. A wonderful quality. ESFJs just need to make sure that they work to build relationships that also allow them to satisfy their own needs and dreams, with a partner who appreciates their care and generosity fully, and who reciprocates it in kind. While their natural disposition to care for others is commendable, they must remember not to neglect their own desires and aspirations in the process. Moving on to friendships. People with the ESFJ personality type, Consuls, are very social, seeking large circles of friends and proving themselves more than willing to spend the time and energy necessary to maintain these relationships. Loyal and warm, they are known for standing by their friends no matter what, and for providing a constant source of emotional support and encouragement. In general, ESFJs are very committed to the traditions of friendship, seeing the support that they offer as much as a responsibility as a pleasure. Highly sociable and energetic, ESFJ personalities bring an upbeat, vibrant dynamic to their social engagements. They naturally thrive in environments where they are surrounded by lots of people. Popular and productive, doing everything they can to make sure their friends are happy and being so comfortable with introductions and small talk. ESFJs are naturally popular in pretty much any environment. This is a dynamic that they genuinely enjoy, but they also expect their efforts and support to be reciprocated. There's nothing quite as hurtful to people with this personality type as finding out that a trusted friend is critical of their beliefs or habits, except maybe being told so in a direct confrontation. ESFJ personalities have a tendency to believe that their friends can do no wrong, always stepping up to defend them regardless of circumstances, and they expect the same benefit of the doubt in return. Even though they are generally popular among the people they meet, ESFJs can greatly expand their circle of friends if they learn to be more receptive to other perspectives, rather than making snap judgments and conclusions. It's important for them, as with anyone, to avoid being insulted from other viewpoints and opinions, to try to relate to and understand more people. We're all in this together. All things considered, ESFJs are great at using their sensitivity to stay in tune with what motivates and drives their friends. While in their weaker moments, they can sometimes use these observations to manipulate others. They are far more interested in maintaining strong relationships, and this is a great tool for doing so. As true altruists, ESFJ personalities almost always use their powers for good, encouraging and inspiring others. By and large, ESFJs are pleasant and sincere people. Their energy and social intelligence win them many acquaintances and friends, and their support and dedication keep those friends close and strong. With so much zest for life, a lack of company and dull moments are sure to be few and far between. Moving on to parenthood. As parents, people with the ESFJ personality type, Consuls, have an excellent opportunity to display their warmth, affection, and dedication in ways that have a real and positive impact. Sensitive yet firm, ESFJ parents are able to establish rules and authority without being entirely overbearing, using their compassion and support to smooth over the occasional miscommunication or difference of opinion. Having children is often the culmination of ESFJ personality's life goals, and they cherish every moment of it. From the start, they try to ensure that their children feel safe and happy. They enjoy the support that they are able to give their infants, who are utterly dependent on their care. Family being as important as it is to ESFJs, this is an incredibly rewarding start to the relationship. Protective or overprotective. ESFJ parents bring their strong practical abilities and organization skills into their parenting. They are highly efficient in planning their children's schedules, keeping track of their progression in school, and managing household chores and duties. Their dependability and dedication make them incredibly hands-on parents who are physically and emotionally present in their children's lives. As their children grow and begin to explore, ESFJ personality's love and care grows with them, but at times it can become overprotective. They don't just keep their children safe physically, but also socially, by arranging playdates, summer camp visits, and other activities. They may fill their kids' schedules so much that their children aren't free to make their own choices, or the blunders that can lead to emotional growth and social independence. When ESFJ's children start to voice their own opinions and make decisions independently, people with this personality type might struggle to accept this change. ESFJs value harmony and stability highly, and it's often the case that they try to use indirect pressure to teach life's lessons. When they are forced into a confrontation by their children's blatant wrongdoing, these parents step in firmly and expect their words to be respected. Believers in traditional roles, parents with the ESFJ personality type tend to view the parent-child relationship in black and white terms, with their authority as final. The gift of independence. As their children grow into adolescence and begin to push away from their parents, these typically warm caregivers can take this transition personally. Feeling like they are losing their children, ESFJ personalities sometimes try to prolong dependence as long as possible. It's important to remember that when grown children leave the home, it's because their parents were successful in preparing them for the next phase of their lives, an accomplishment that these parents can be proud of. The children of ESFJ parents will always appreciate the sensitivity and warmth that they were raised with. And as time goes on and they have their own children, they will cherish the fact that those children have the benefit of grandparents who love and care for them unconditionally. Moving on to career paths. Because their personality traits are so strongly expressed, leading with practical sense and social vigor, people with the ESFJ personality type, Consuls, tend to find the most satisfaction in careers that revolve around making the best use of these qualities. They are well organized. They enjoy bringing order and structure to their workplace, and they often work best in environments with clear, predictable hierarchies and tasks. Monotony and routine work are not a challenge for them, as long as they're working in the company of others. In order to feel truly satisfied in their careers, ESFJs need regular opportunities to feel productive, useful, and like they are helping others in one way or another. Altruistic motivations. Careers as administrators are a natural fit, allowing them to organize not just an environment, but also the people within it. Their practical skills combine well with their dependability, making ESFJ personalities surprisingly good accountants. Though they often prefer to be personal accountants, helping people and interacting with them directly, instead of corporate accountants crunching numbers in some back room. Purely analytical careers can feel too dull for ESFJs, unless they're paired with human interaction and emotional feedback. Good listeners and enthusiastic team members, people with the ESFJ personality type are excellent providers of medical care and social work. Teaching is another great option, as they are comfortable with authority, but are supportive and friendly enough to keep that authority from feeling overbearing. Best careers for ESFJ personalities all have the additional benefit of providing them with perhaps their most important requirement, to feel appreciated and know they've helped someone. A helping hand. Being as altruistic as they are, ESFJs find it hard to be satisfied unless they know they've done something valuable for another person. This is often the driving force behind these personalities' careers and career advancement, and it makes religious work and counseling particularly rewarding. Whatever they choose to do, ESFJ's comfort with busy social situations and practical knowledge and skills come together to create people who are not just able to be productive and helpful, but who genuinely enjoy it. Moving on to workplace habits. When it comes to the workplace, people with the ESFJ personality type, Consuls, have clear tendencies that tend to shine through regardless of their position. They thrive on social order and harmony. They use their warmth and social intelligence to make sure that each person knows their responsibilities and is able to get done what needs to get done. They are comfortable with, even dependent on, clear hierarchies and roles. And whether subordinates, colleagues, or managers, ESFJ personalities expect authority to be respected and backed up by rules and standards. ESFJ subordinates. With clearly defined responsibilities and a sense of purpose, ESFJs are patient, efficient, hard-working people who can be counted on to get their job done and do it well. They respect the authority of their managers and even tend to admire their bosses, putting in the effort needed to learn from them what they can and stay on their good side. While people with the ESFJ personality type may struggle with too much freedom and improvisation, they thrive in workplaces with structure, safety, and guidelines. Routine tasks are not a problem for them, and their dedication and loyalty earn them the respect of their managers. ESFJ colleagues. Teamwork is a concept that ESFJs have no trouble putting into practice. Often seeking friends at work, people with this personality type are almost always willing to lend a hand when and where it's needed. Excellent networkers, they always seem to know just the person to bring a project together on time. On the other hand, they often need to work on a team. Being stuck alone, chipping away at paperwork for days on end just leaves them tired and unfulfilled. These individuals take pride in these qualities, which has the side effect of making them particularly sensitive when they come under criticism. When their suggestions and help are turned down, ESFJ personalities can take it personally. Already somewhat vulnerable to stress, rejections like these can be pretty demoralizing. They may need their coworkers to make an effort to express their appreciation from time to time. ESFJ managers. ESFJ personalities enjoy the responsibility that comes with organizing social situations, and the enjoyment they feel in managing other people translates well into management positions. As team leaders, they find ways to make everyone feel involved, uniting people and smoothing relations in order to get things done. At the same time, they have a strong respect for traditional power structures, and if after all their efforts convincing their subordinates to work together, someone ends up challenging their authority, they can stress out, lose their temper, and just generally react badly. People with the ESFJ personality type are sensitive about their status and dislike conflict. They prefer situations where everyone knows their role. So long as expectations are clearly outlined, they are effective and enjoyable managers. Okay, so that was the Consul, ESFJ.